Thank you, Mr. President, and my colleagues. I rise in order to speak about education funding. And I say to all of you that I will be voting yes, but with reservations. The unity of our Democratic Conference and to support all of the positive things that we have done and all of the positive things that we are working on in this $175.5 billion budget and all the future legislation we intend to work on. For those of you who are unaware, I launched a campaign for fiscal equity in 1993 as the president of Community School Board 6 in Manhattan when my youngest daughter was in the first grade at PSIS 187. And yes, I make reference to my children because this is personal. The lawsuit took 13 years, and I walked 150 miles from New York City to Albany, 8 days, in order to fight for the children of the state of New York. And we won. The Court of Appeals ruled in our favor in 2006. And in 2007, some of you were here with Eliot Spitzer, the then governor at the time, and the legislature created the foundation aid formula. So every child in New York State will have the funds to provide them with the opportunity to get a sound basic education. That's what this was about, and that's what the fight continues today. 2 months ago, I joined with the Alliance for Quality Education to tour schools across New York State. We visited Rochester, Syracuse, Schenectady, Peekskill, Ellenville, Mount Vernon, Ossining, Washington Heights in New York City in my district, Westbury and Brentwood, Long Island. And what do we find? Underfunded schools. Many kids being denied the opportunity for a sound basic education. Well, this is what the Constitution of New York State guarantees them, the opportunity to get that sound basic education. And why don't we have it? I can think about the past in this legislative body, but I'm not going to raise that now. I know that this body failed to give those children the opportunity for a sound basic education. And now, this body, along with our governor, this governor has refused to fully fund the foundation aid formula. And no one can tell me that it doesn't work. Fund it first, then tell me it doesn't work. Yes, $4 billion are owed to our children under the foundation aid formula. And you know one thing? They're entitled to it. And we have an obligation to give it to them. And if we don't, we fail in our responsibility to the children of New York State. You may disagree with me, but I tell you, I've been to these schools. I know what they look like. I've sat 12 hearings and joint hearings where superintendents and mayors and Bill de Blasio, and I know a lot of you don't like him, all of them spoke about the fact that if, in fact, foundation aid is not increased and fully funded, there will be layoffs all around. Programs will be cut, after-school program, intervention program. And there's one district, a rural district, they don't even have one social worker in the entire district. The New York State Board of Regents and the State Commissioner of Education said this year at budget hearing, please fund $1.6 billion this year and phase in the rest of the $4 billion next year, over the next 3 years, so our children will have the opportunity for a sound basic education. And this isn't about upstate versus downstate, or urban versus suburban or rural. This is about every part of New York State. And it's our obligation to educate the 2.2 million students of our state. The fight might be over today, but tomorrow is another day. And every day after, we will organize and fight anyone blocking our children from getting the opportunity for sound basic education. Thank you, Mr. President.